Well, we're here. We may as well, I guess.
Mm.
Oh, all right. So the big event this evening is the Wyltamer Ball. By a miraculous roll by Baleson, I think it was, by Gerald. Yep. I said needed a 15 or higher to succeed, and you pulled it out with a 16. So that was what's his name? Nethald Wester's contacts managed to get you a job as bartenders, as not bartenders, as just the people who carry around the hors d'oeuvres, waiters, I guess. But right at present, we'll kick you in inside of the Lucky Leap Tavern. Usual rowdy place, good time to had. People try leap and get their free bottle of mug of ale or jug of ale, or depending on their leap. All right.
Yes,
So
I did look at the leaping feat. There was one that allowed you to leap, and I did think, do I need more beer or not?
Might put Ressier Tain out of business if you keep on taking his... I think the top prize was a barrel of his finest wine, so yeah. Way to put an NPC out of business. Right.
And were there more mysterious messages on the wall outside?
No, just the one you found last week, so, and a few weeks before.
Now, because the one that we found last week refers to a place outside of the city, maybe the first one did as well.
Yeah, exactly. What did the first one say again? It's up on the top or something, eh?
First of all, the second message refers to the one all the way over here, like literally the other side of the map.
Yeah.
The other one. So the one you found said find the hideout at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believed you climbed up on top of the old wall.
We thought about it, but we thought about it, but decided not to because we didn't want to get in trouble with the authorities. Is that what happened, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we climbed up, if memory serves.
No.
I think I did emphasize how frown that's looked upon because...
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're effectively climbing into the high district. And high district people don't want to be climbed in, and hence they pay ridiculous amounts for security. So it's tricky.
Yep.
But it's still there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are there any tasks that we need to achieve today before the ball itself? And what time it's in the gardens? Is it a nighttime ball?
Yeah. Number 90 in the Royal Gardens over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, did you end up mending those fences at the Gorso place? I seem to remember you muttering something about fencing.
Sorry, were you talking to me?
Yes, you were fencing some goods, some goods fencing. I think you were talking about somebody in your group being able to help with fencing.
No, we're not builders. I don't think.
Well, I must have misheard what you were talking about. My apologies.
That's fine. Yes, no. Let's just say that we all leave our past behind us when we join the Uncanny Vagabonds, and so if there is any carpentry, it's pretty basic.
Fair enough. I've sworn you were talking about good fencing, though. Something about a good opportunity for fencing some stuff. I don't remember the garden walls being all that particularly run down.
Yes. No, I see what you're trying to construct here. And I can wholeheartedly say that I have no goods on me.
Up to no goods. Okay, that makes sense.
Listen, I will say this. Let's just say that we got paid poorly for that, and I took my cut.
Now, let us just make sure that our employer is never the wiser.
No, fair enough. I wholeheartedly agree. Thusly, I suggest that we stop talking about it.
Now, Torque, would it make you feel better if our man Bilson didn't openly sort of conduct himself in such a manner in front of you? I get the sense you're a man with a few scruples.
Well, I like to earn my keep and make sure that I keep what I earn.
Oh, I agree with that. Let's just say, have you found yourself out of pocket since being in my company?
No, you have always been generous.
And have anyone else around us complained about being out of pocket too?
No, I can say that you have been upright in your dealings with everyone, as far as I know.
I have scruples too. Let's just say that.
A code of honor.
Oh, absolutely.
Amongst your troop.
Oh yes, and with you as well. And I wholeheartedly promise I would not steal anything off you. Or any of us around us. Or dare I say it, anyone in this tavern. And I say that freely.
Yes, the redistribution of wealth is a thorny issue. I'll let it rest at that.
Right, and I'll take one last good look at Ailson and try to figure out if he's actually telling the truth.
It's an insight.
I will roll a d20. I'll roll a d20 and not tell you which one I'm rolling. Unless you roll, really. I'll secretly roll it, and so I'll respond.
Oh, Pastor Timothy. Good roll to start the night.
Okay. Sweet. I've secretly rolled my d20. I'm wholeheartedly telling the truth.
Right. Oh, good. Well, I believe you, Belson, for one, even if 100 others weren't.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate this. I've had a fraught time, and I found myself thrown in with the uncanny vagabonds, and now to have a new bunch of companions, I feel, well, to steal from your parlance, Passer, I feel quite blessed. So, thank you indeed for the trust you are showing me.
Aye. May we all be walking with the angels.
Not too soon, right?
Oh. Along the path of the angels, then.
Anyway, I got us some work today. How about that?
I take it that we should be dressed in our commoner,
our
finest clothes for being the servants, but not in armor.
No, well, we were supposed to get haircuts, weren't we? We're going to do an hour and a half long RP of us going to a beauty spa.
Yeah.
Which one of us has got the least amount of charisma?
Is that Site 34 the Demon Barbers?
Demon barbers.
34.
Oh yeah. Just before we leave, though, Pastor Timothy, have you got enough to pay off your debts?
No, but we are slowly getting there.
Well, how short are you?
Short as the day is long. I've got about 177 gold pieces on my person, which is miraculous.
All
It's
right,
as
well,
if
here,
the
have
light
another-
of Redeemer was shining down on all of us.
well, here, have another 23. That gets you up to 200. Take it from me.
Huh. I wouldn't be, in the strictest sense, receiving stolen goods here, would I, son?
Certainly not. This is the money that we've earned from all the legitimate means.
Fantastic. And you know I'm just ribbing you, right? I wouldn't truly doubt your character, Bailson.
Mm-hmm. Well, shall we go?
Yes. So yes, I just assumed that we should be appropriately attired for our role there. So our best common clothes.
Are we picking up some? We're picking up the uniforms. They're providing us with uniforms, but we needed to tidy our faces up. Maybe have a wash. Is there a sort of a place where we'd go and clean ourselves, like a baths or something like that?
I believe there's one in the Lucky Leap Tavern, which you're more than welcome to use.
Oh, okay, cool.
And the River Nenok could be bathable as well. It's quite a clean river. The Industrial Revolution hasn't quite hit these lands yet, so it's still relatively clean.
Oh, Hector, you could go in the sea. With that appendage of yours, you'll be right at home.
True.
I looked to purchase just a small bar of soap, enough for the four of us. So inquire around the tavern.
Easy enough to do. Tell you what, you can all get splish splash, you can all get cleaned. Well, I guess all you need is soap since you're staying at the Lucky Leap Tavern. I'll say 5 copper pieces would get you enough soap to...
I'll also pay for that in its entirety.
Alright, so unless you want
My
to
shout.
RP a bathing scene, we can fast forward to where you guys are nice, scrubbed up and clean.
I clean my left armpit, then my right armpit.
Very good. Now the Wyltamer Ball is like a charity event almost. The rich of the rich come together and they raise money and it gets distributed across to various organizations like the Temple of Life, which you've visited before. A lot of their funding comes from the specific ball. It's like a rich people's way to get rid of rich people guilt, I guess. So that's the point of it. And you have been employed as waiters, handing out drinks and food. Yes, uniforms be provided. So unless there's something else you wish to do, we can just fast forward to when you arrive at the Wyltamer Ball.
Okay. Yep.
Let's arrive. Now, Pastor Timothy is going to be trying to kind of make himself as unnoticeable as possible.
How does Pastor Timothy do that?
nothing very special yet, but he's when we were walking up, he kind of gave himself a different hairstyle a little bit and tried to just make himself look a little bit different, and also he's slouching and kind of looking down quite a lot.
Okay, I think to make yourself unnoticeable, let's see how successful you are. I think that sounds like a performance check to me.
Excellent.
To appear to be something other than you are.
Okay, clicking on myself, in case that matters.
All right, pretty good. All right, so you approach the royal gardens. The person who you can only assume is a butler. So you're the help that, what's his name? I've forgotten his name already. Netheld Wester recommended. Do you guys have any sort of experience working such events?
Certainly, we waited and helped for the exquisite chef who won the cooking competition just recently. We were waiting on the queen herself, the princess, the queen, right?
Princess.
The princess
Athena.
herself. Yes.
Oh, well, that is some experience. That is good to know. All right. And what do you do if a noble asks for your opinion on something?
You politely decline in a very subservient manner.
Well, that's as good as an answer I could have expected, I guess. You're not here for your opinions. You're not here for growth. You're not here to socialize and raise your social status. Your job is to offer people wine, hors d'oeuvres, and pretty much keep your mouth shut. Do I make myself clear?
Certainly. Now, I do have one question for you, if I may. I was just wondering what the nobles might be particular of, just so that we could ensure that the particular hors d'oeuvres or libations that they're partial to might be provided to them easily. For instance, the lord of this house, he prefers what?
What you bring him. He tends to vary his tastes a lot. It might be wine one time, it might be ales. The whole point is to bring them a sample, and they take it. You don't force it on them. You don't insist they take it. Your job is just to wander around close to nobles, close to the upper class. And if they take a drink, great. If they don't bug them about it.
No, certainly.
We shall be as but polite ghosts, phantoms of service in this fine space, sir.
I couldn't have put it any better myself, as if you were ghosts. All right, other nobles have started arriving. There'll be speeches soon, I am sure. And I'll be keeping a close eye on you. Do not stray far from the path. So as the event starts, and a whole lot of people you might have seen at formal events from the outside looking in, everybody who's everybody is here. I mean, I've got a few tokens on this map, but it's many more people than this. Just it gets unwieldy with so many tokens on a map. So let's just go through generally. Baleson, are you up to, well, if anybody's doing anything other than handing out hors d'oeuvres and wines and shots of whiskey, please let me know.
Pastor Timothy is keeping a very, very close eye out for anyone that he may recognize, and avoiding them like the plague.
We'll make an insight check.
Surely that's just a perception.
A 3.
Well, you rolled a 3 on the dice.
Yeah.
Actually, Vinny, let's go to voice channel 2 for a second.
Ooh.
Come with me. Right, Mr. Vinny. So the idea was that you were part of the Wyltamer clan.
Yeah.
But you said, screw this noble life, screw the pursuit of riches, I'm going to lead a religious life. You ended up in the arsehole of the world, i.e. Gorso. Is that about right?
Yeah, specifically that I saw all of this, especially this charity stuff, as being self-serving and ineffectual, and I thought I wanted to really make a difference in the world.
What's your
But also maybe
Uh-huh.
maybe also there's something. Maybe there's an inciting incident, like a shameful thing that happened that I was running away from as well. Maybe, but I haven't thought of one.
We could just you just had enough of this shallow lifestyle. Yeah. And what's your relationship to the Wyltamers?
I imagine I wouldn't be an heir, but I would be part of the next generation of Wyltamers.
Well, the thing about the Wyltamers is, it's the two of them, and that's about it.
Okay.
We couldn't have you as the son that they didn't want to have, and treated you as such, like gave you to tutors and stuff like that. Anything apart from having an actual relationship with you.
Being as I'm a half elf and they're both elves, maybe that's something that happened.
Maybe one of the Wyltamers had an affair with a human, and the result was you. Which further points to the fact that they really don't like you. They're forced to take care of you, and taking care of you involved ignoring you and handing over you to butlers and nannies and tutors and things like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And how long have you been gone?
10 years-ish? Or, I mean, whatever the equivalent in half-elf years is 10 years-ish?
Well, we'll go with 10 years. And you're like, I imagine, 15, 16 when you left in human years? That sort of age?
Yeah.
All right. So the Wyltamers will recognize you, but you did do well on your performance. But we'll see how that plays out.
Cool.
But there's other butlers and various other members. It takes hundreds of staff. Like, the Wyltamers are possibly the richest family in the whole of the kingdom. They've just accumulated wealth after wealth, so they're insanely rich.
I do have disguise self up my sleeve just in case.
All right.
I need it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's bounce back.
Cool. Yo.
I'm only using one hand.
Okay, so let's ask again. Apart from serving drinks, is anybody up to anything? Anything else?
Well, I would love to, get close to the lords and ladies and just sort of scope them out, shall we say?
While
I'm passing out the drinks?
And perhaps being aware of
listening
Pastor
to
Timothy's,
the conversation?
Yes. Being aware of Pastor Timothy's wish to avoid certain persons of noble lineage, of the highest order, perhaps I will keep an eye on him. Maybe if he gives me a quick signal, I can come over and deliver drinks if he runs into someone that might recognize him from previous encounters.
Okay. Tell you what. Actually, I'm gonna roll a d20 behind my DM screen here. He did do quite well in his performance to look like something other than Elites, and I tell you what I rolled. So, Pastor Timothy, and in terms of your companion saw you, imagine Pastor Timothy is one of those guys who walks with a straight back and carries himself proudly, but he's not doing that at the moment. And perhaps it's all just a way to get through this evening without ruffling as many feathers at all. So talk, Pastor Timothy. He seems to be doing quite well handing out drinks. No one's paying him any attention because who cares, right? It's a waiter. They're there to serve. They're not there to be interesting. So Pastor Timothy's doing an excellent job. What about Hector?
Well, my tentacle is not visible. I do have it suspiciously tucked into the back of my shirt. I shall also just be going serving drinks around.
Okay. After an hour or so of you guys wandering around, the Ram and Haya Wyltamer says, Ram initially talks, this gentleman here, obviously the head of the Wyltamer house. Well, thank you everybody for coming. I know it's not cheap to get in here, but you all knew that, and it was such a burden, perhaps you wouldn't be here in the first place. And all the sycophants start laughing along. It is non-joke, but they laugh nevertheless. Now, of course, my lady, Wyltamer and I, we just the two of us. As you know, there was and Haya just glares at Ram at this point. We're focusing on the past, on the future at the moment. Things in the past are in the past. So please give generously. You can pass it off to the waiters where they've all been scrutinized. You shouldn't have a problem. And please, drink up, be merry. Toast! I don't have a cup. You! Script looks at Balson. Give me a drink.
Sure, certainly. And so I rush over to him and using sort of a vagabond flourish, produce a drink for him to use for the toast.
Okay. So some other nobles don't have drinks, so drinks are handed out. Balson is in the vicinity of the Wyltamer, so he hands them out to the Wyltamers. And Ram Wyltamer holds up his drink that Balson gives him and says, long live the king, long live the queen, and we look forward to a future where the great and glorious Princess Athena will rule us one time. We mourn the loss of Prince Krasner, but the throne is hers by right, and we look forward to a day in celebration when Princess Athena will become Queen Athena. So to Odin Bear, to Aglarion, cheers! And everybody drinks up. All right, be. And much like Godfrey Godfrey? In Game of Thrones, he falls to the ground. Godfrey. The Purple Wedding, that guy anyway. And he starts doubling over and coughing up blood. Wyltamer says, "Is there a medic? Somebody, please! Something's gone dreadfully wrong."
Oh, God. Oh, no. I run over and kneel next to him and try to figure out what's going on. What's wrong?
A medicine check, please. And Wyltamer says, "Guards! That thing over there! Grab him! He served him the drink! Something's gone wrong!" And make a medicine check. He looks as if he's been poisoned. And Wyltamer keeps coughing up blood, until eventually...
Tork, get over here!
I'm going to rush over as quickly as I might. I shall attempt to lay hands to see if I can alleviate his suffering to the tune of 5 points in the hope of removing the poison condition from him. I'm not sure if that works in that sense, but that's what I shall attempt to do.
You try something to try and to remove the poison, and let me think. It doesn't seem to work. It's either an extremely powerful poison or something else is going on. And Wyltamer grabs his neck, coughs up blood one more time, and passes away.
Uh-oh.
Wyltamer, in an absolute rage, looks at Balson. As the guards have grabbed you, by the way, Balson, these two guards here. And she says, "What did you do? What did you give him?"
I gave him the wine that I was supposed to. I've been set up. Someone's setting me up.
Make a deception check, Balson, as if your life depended on it.
Do you want to give me guidance, Vinny? Please, go. Come on.
I see the roll,
I'd like to
Balson.
try and the help action by standing up and looking Tyre straight in the face and saying, "Tyre, he didn't do this. You know me."
What the hell are you doing here, you religious freak?
Trust me, I have nothing to do with this. These fine folk, I just met them. They're good people. They wouldn't have done anything like this. And you know I wouldn't have done anything like this. He was my father.
Don't remember accusing you. I believe I was accusing this son of a bitch. But
I'm vouching for him. That should mean something.
I don't know what's going on here. I believe this simpleton had nothing to do with it. You may release him. Do you want to say what you rolled, Balson?
Yes, I rolled a 22 on a natural 20.
Whoa! I didn't need to help at all.
I know. Yes.
Wyltamer. Everybody leave. Everybody out.
Wait. That's not a good idea. Whoever did this, they're here. We need to shut this scene down.
Do not question my orders. You and your so-called companions can stay, but everybody else out. We have business to attend to. Are
Right.
people listening to Taya Wyltamer better than they listen to whoever the hell Pastor Timothy actually is?
Yeah.
They all leave.
Torque, would you please stand at the front gate and make a note of everyone who leaves? We need to remember these faces.
Right, so you want me down here by the guards, watching as everybody leaves, trying to remember which nobles were which?
Aye.
Okay. See how good my memory is.
I don't even know what to call you. Should we still call you Master Wyltamer, or have you thrown off the shackles of your family?
Call me whatever you like. I was never really a Wyltamer. You made sure of that. Call me Pastor Timothy, as my friends call me, and those people I've served with for the last decade.
Your friends call you Pastor Timothy. Well, Master Wyltamer,
So is this
I call
lady
you-
his mother?
she's looking to try and say something. She's kind of trying to choose her words very carefully. Did you ever wonder how we've survived so long, Master Wyltamer?
Well, your elvish blood. You don't look a day older than when I left. I just assumed, you know. You're getting to something.
Oh, that I am. I mean, she looks like she could be your sister. She's that young. She looks maybe 20, and the Alvin equivalent. And you know that she'd be hundreds and hundreds of years old. But she shouldn't be this young. I mean, the Wyltamers, you would know, right back at the start of the Age of the Kings, the current monarchies, that's when they started accumulating wealth and wealth and wealth and wealth to the position they are now. Master Wyltamer. Come with me. And she grabs your hands and pulls you to the side.
Mm-hmm. I'll go limp and follow her.
So
I can't imagine how you're feeling right now, Taya. He was the love of your life. I know.
We'll get there in just a sec. Pastor Timothy, or Master Wyltamer, and Taya Wyltamer go to a quiet place for some privacy. Do the rest of you give them that privacy?
Absolutely give them their privacy.
But since I'm at the gate, I am going to use my senses to see if there's anything untoward that I can detect within this garden.
I saw your whisper, and I'm responding to your whisper. Okay?
Yep,
All right. Pastor Timothy.
as I suspected.
Aye.
Voice channel 2, please. Let's be perfectly honest, Master Wyltamer. Are you pleased that your father is dead? Or would you do anything to bring him back? He is your blood, after all. Not so much mine. I'm sure you know what I mean.
The 10 years I've spent away from you and Ram, he never let me call him father. He taught me a lot of things. I thought that they'd quietened the anger that I felt towards you, but seeing you two again, I feel anger, but I still feel whatever love there was as well. I think I would do what I could. Have you priests?
I'm telling you this just because you're a Wyltamer, whether you choose to throw off your past or not. The reason we've survived so long, the reason that we've thrived for so long, is we have a, shall we say, deal with a powerful being. If you fall to your knees right now, pledge service to this being, then I'm sure that your sacrifice would hasten the return of your father. And this pleases me in some ways. This will remove the shackles of your whatever god you worship at the moment and celebrate not only becoming more powerful, but functionally immortal. You'll still die from swords, from arrows, from magic, but you won't age as long as you perform the appropriate rituals. I am offering you immortality to save your father.
I would live forever, and Ram would be alive again. That sounds good. That sounds too good to be true.
Well, there is some catches. The reason why we throw this ball every year is to, shall we say, replenish our pact with this being who provides us with immortality. People will return home after this party and feel terrible. I think maybe we've had one too many drinks. Nothing mysterious about a hangover after a party. But that's because we're secretly performing these rituals right in their face, and they leave exhausted, and we grow more powerful. You will need to do these rituals as well. Your friends will become weaker for a time, and you will become stronger. That's the catch.
And if I don't perform the rituals, what will happen?
The otherworldly being will be disappointed, and it will take. You don't take from your friends, it will take from you. And let's just say that the taking won't be pleasant.
Right. Well, that sounds like a problem for later. Right now, Ram is dead, and I have the chance to bring him back. So I whatever it is, I'll do it. But I cannot forswear the Redeemer.
Sorry, I was just reading something. Say that again, Vinny.
I cannot forswear the Redeemer.
Oh, you can't serve two masters.
Sorry, Malcolm, just mechanically, is this a warlock pact? Like, is this how we spoke about doing a hex dip on putting a hex dip on Timothy? Is this that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't understand. Yeah, because you can be a cleric warlock, right?
Yeah, you can. But
Yeah.
she's
Okay.
insisting that you only worship whatever this thing she's referring to is. But
Right.
there's no reason why you can't
Okay. Yeah.
maintain it. So she's just insisting that you worship only this thing.
I'll strike whatever bargain I must with this being, and then it be between us.
Drop to your knees, Master Wyltamer.
Yeah. I drop to my knees.
And swear allegiance. I just whispered you the thing in Roll20 there. That's the name of your otherworldly entity.
Bosnia. Yeah, nice.
As you swear allegiance to it, your vision blurs and you found yourself prone on the ground, and this massive thing, almost as big as Odin Bear, think of that type of thing. It almost looks like a flying spider, and it gets its face right up into your thing, grins, then takes a spindly finger and drives it deep into your heart. And Bars Nathun says, "You are mine now." And then boom, you wake up. Now, when you perform this ritual, I'll let you decide when you do that. You just tell me that you're going to do it, and I'm going to say everybody in the party takes a point of exhaustion. Feel free to ignore the directive. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so like at the end of this party, for example, everybody's going to say, everybody take a point of exhaustion. And I'm not going to explain it, but that was the Wyltamer sucking the life force out of people, just enough to make them feel drunk and hungover, and thus maintaining their pact with this otherworldly being, thus maintaining their functionally immortal status.
Right. And will there be times when I have to trigger this? I guess. Yeah.
Well, we've got to keep your entity happy.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. This is great. This is, the most hectic warlock pact I've ever seen. This is fantastic.
All right. Thun is nothing but as you wake up and talk to your stepmother, I guess. Thun is anything but faithful to him. Go perform your miracles, Pastor Timothy. Go claim to whatever entity you wish, but you'll be able to bring your father back. Okay, let's bounce back, Vinny, to voice channel 1.
Yeah. Thank you, Pastor Timothy.
All right, so level 20, Vinny, any questions?
No, it seems weird. 20, and everyone else stays 4. But that's, I mean, if that's what the story requires, I cast Wish, and
But-
everyone,
Actually, well, in all seriousness, I'm assuming you guys were watching. You weren't listening. There was a heated discussion
we weren't.
between. Were you watching?
No, we weren't.
No, you weren't.
No, I just listened. Mainly because I watch the maps and the screen, so I don't normally have the thing up. So yeah.
Okay. Higher Wyltamer and the person she refers to as Master Wyltamer stand over the body of Ram Wyltamer, very obviously dead, foam outside of his mouth, and Pastor Timothy.
I will kneel down and lean over the body and look him in the eyes and whisper into his ear. And stand back up and wait.
Hector, you never told me your grandfather was a Wyltamer.
That's too good.
Is that too subtle?
No, that's... Yes. No, yes, you were serving drinks at your grandfather's house, Hector?
Muted Riley. If
You
don't
too.
talk.
You too. Now's not the time.
No, I'm sorry. Truly, I am sorry. You're absolutely right, Pastor.
So you're saying prayers over the body, Pastor Timothy?
Yeah, and more. How do I whisper to you? /GR, is it?
/W space GM.
Or you could /W Malcolm. It'd also work.
Yeah, saying prayers over the body, and beseeching the light of the Redeemer to come down. And
wait for this
spare. Yeah.
You could just send it to me in Discord if that was easier.
No, I was trying to do
Oh,
too
there we
many
go.
sentences.
Okay, got it. So Pastor Timothy, as a healer, he's a man of the cloth, as it were. You've heard stories about very, very powerful magic that can bring the dead back to life. Generally performed by people of immense power, people who led congregations of thousands, people of great influence, people who are very holy. Pastor Timothy is good, but you didn't expect him to be this good. As Ram Wyltamer coughs and comes back to life.
Oh.
Ram, Ram! Lord Wyltamer, you're back.
I am back, it is true. I need to discuss this with Tyre. I think it's best if you make yourself scarce.
But I thought that now. No, you're right. You're right.
Did I stutter,
don't belong
boy? Get out of my sight.
You're right. I don't belong here.
So you leave, Pastor Timothy?
Yeah.
And we take our leave too.
All right. So you head back onto the streets of Oathbreaker with perhaps unexpected things happening. What do you do?
Wait a minute. Who's paying us for that work?
I guess we need to talk to Nesta, perhaps?
He just got us the job. I think we've been
Through
swindled.
his contacts. Remember, our last job was mediated through him when we cleaned up the Gorso Manor.
Pastor, how are you? Like, is Pastor still with us, or has he run away?
I'm definitely walking away, and I'm saying, you guys sort that out. I think I need some time alone.
Look, I'll go and talk to. I mean, you're his son. Maybe you should go and talk to him first. But if you're not going to go, I might just follow him. How about that? Just to make sure he's safe. Like, it turns out he's a noble and he's run away. I just don't feel like he. I don't know. I just tell you what. I'll track him. How about that? Do you agree?
It's up to you, Pastor Timothy. If you want to make yourself scarce, or you're okay to be followed, it's up to you.
I don't know. Well, I'm telling this to Talk and Hector to see if they are fine with me.
Well, that seems reasonable. We can return and convey to Nathal the events of tonight, and I assume ensure that you guys have your pay set aside for the services that you have rendered.
All right, so I'm just going to try and sneak behind him so that he doesn't really notice that I'm following him, if that makes sense. Just to keep an eye on him in case he gets into trouble.
Better make me a stealth
So
check
I'll
then.
roll it. Here you go. Yeah, so sneaky. I'm the sneakiest person in the world.
And I have a passive perception of 13, so...
You know you're being followed. Yep.
Yep, cool.
Bailson, I can see you. You might as well come out.
We're just concerned about... We're concerned about your welfare. It's if one thing to see a person die and then for us to find out that it's your father, like, I can't imagine what you've gone through. Look, I do want to give you a space. I'll happily stand back here and I'll give you a space, but I don't know. Like, you've seen what's happened to him, and if news comes out of some form of
Sit down on the dock with me, and I'll tell you tell you a story.
I do.
As we sit down on the riverside, I'll tell him that this river, I used to watch this river flow past through here every day, and the boats on it. And I knew that one day I would be flowing on out of here. That man wasn't my father, not really. He was never a father to me. That woman was never a mother to me. I was just there. I was in their way. I was an embarrassment.
So, can I ask, whose child are you then?
By blood, I'm Ram's. The product of an indiscretion. They felt honor bound to keep me, but every day I knew they reminded me of that duty they were doing. There was never any love in the family. I could see between those two, though. I could see the love between them, but it wasn't shared. It sat between them. So one day, about 10 years ago, I was only a lad of 15 or 16, and I decided I'd go out and I'd see the world, and I'd make it a better world, and I'd share whatever love I had with as many people as I could. And now I don't know. I really don't know what's going on.
Why? Can I ask why you didn't tell us about this before we went to the ball? Like, I was just keen to make a quick buck, and then I didn't realize I was bringing you to such a quagmire of history.
You know, I thought the 10 years would have erased some of the anger in that. Or, you know, I thought I could just be around them and watch them, you know? See them. See them without them seeing me. But I should have known better.
Dare I ask what your, for want of a better word, mother talked to you about, decided of you, when you were in the corner?
That was the most deeply personal conversation I've ever had with her. It was family business.
But then,
One day maybe I'll speak of it, but today's not the day. Sorry, friend.
no, that's fair enough. No, I totally understand. Family business. No, you're right. You brought a man back to life. I can't tell a lie. I'm shocked that you had that ability in you. That was amazing.
Aye. But the cost. There's always a cost. Praise the Redeemer. Praise the Redeemer. It was. I've never seen. I've seen miracles. I've seen miracles of human making, but that That was truly a divine miracle. I think I must go to the temple now and give thanks.
All right, I'll listen. I was actually following you out of concern for your own headspace, but I think that I think you'll be safe in the temple. Feel free to go. I promise I won't follow you anymore.
Thank you, brother. I'll see you back at the Lucky Leap.
Right, I'll see you there. I'll see you there tonight.
All right. So the rest of you gather about 11 o'clock at night. The ball was due to go practically the whole night, so it's ended prematurely. And I assume you go to the Temple of Life, Pastor Timothy?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything specific we need to concentrate on there, or do you just want to say that you pray there? Is there anything else you wish to do?
Pray my heart out there. Do a lot of praying.
All
Um,
right. Bailson.
Yeah, I don't go straight to the Lucky Leap.
Okay. Voice Channel 2, please. Oh, a lot of Voice Channel 2 tonight. Plot twist. Let's see. Okay, Bailson, let's go over there. So you go and touch base. Yes, you go and touch base with the uncanny vagabonds.
Yeah, no, so I...
Mm-hmm.
I did as you asked. I mean, you asked me, and I agreed, and so I did it, and I did, and it happened. He was dead. He was dead. It happened an awful lot quicker than what I expected it to. Like, how was I expected to beat away? My quick tongue saved me, but he was saved. He was dead. He was dead to all accounts. My paladin companion said he was dead, and he was dead, and then he was saved, and now he is saved, and he is back to life, and I do not know...
They plainly have taught you nothing, says Terrace. Calm down. Anger, quick thoughts, angry words will get you nowhere.
I'm not angry. I'm just scared.
Well, scared is also a sign of weakness. Now is not the time to be scared. First of all, an apology. I did not think the poison would act that quickly. But I guess I've taught you something if you managed to talk your way out of such a dire predicament. So, firstly, well done. Secondly, I wasn't there. I've heard the stories. Why is he not dead?
Well, initially, our paladin friend went to lay on hands, and it didn't work, and I was thankful. I was grateful for that. Then my friend, Pastor Timothy, he gets referred to as Master Wyltamer of all things by the late Wyltamer's wife, and she takes him away, and then he comes back and whispers something in his ear, and then all of a sudden he pops up. And he orders us all away, and he goes to talk with his wife, conspiring about something. I've talked myself out of it, but I don't think I've really taken their gaze of suspicion off me. But he popped up. It was some form of powerful magic or divine intervention. This Pastor Timothy, he walks the path of the Redeemer, and I feel like maybe there was some form of redemption that he asked for.
The events of this night has put the entire uncanny vagabonds in a very difficult situation. As I told you before, we don't usually take on such jobs, but took on this job we did. We have a very fixed budget. And now the task of taking out the Wyltamers has grown exponentially harder. They'll know someone is out to get them. They'll know, they'll double, they'll triple their security. I am at a loss to know what the next steps are, but you've placed us in a very difficult position, Bowser.
I did as I was asked. And how could I know that someone who appears so weak could cast such a for want of a better word, a miracle?
Miracles or not, you understand the position we are in now.
Oh, wholeheartedly, I do. Wholeheartedly, this is my first job, and when it happened, and then I discovered it was my friend's father of all things, I felt shocked. I felt guilt.
Wyltamers have done many a wicked thing. If I had my
Of that I'm
choice,
sure.
the Wyltamers would be dead, which is the reason I agreed to this job. I don't know what the next steps are. We are still contractually obliged to rid the world of Tam Wyltamer. As I said, his security has doubled, it has tripled. Thoughts, Bowson.
If word has got to you about what has actually happened, then I'm sure word has got back to our patron. And if there is any accordance or accommodation for them to come to, surely they must recognize the degree of impossibility this task has now presented itself.
I know exactly what they're going to say. They're going to say that's a you problem. These are not the people you wish to bargain with. This is not the people you wish to make adjustments to the contract. The contract is as it was.
How long do we have? When did they want it done by?
Well, the sooner the better, but I think I could talk them into maybe giving another week. Otherwise, we're going to have problems.
I am in and out of my depth. I felt I could do it, and I did do it. It happened. In terms of the contract, he was dead. But a powerful priest or sorcerer or whatever that he is, to bring back that man.
The fact is, they wanted him dead. He is not dead. Anything else in the middle is just fluff.
Mm-hmm.
We need time to think. You need time to think.
Yes.
As I said, very, very difficult position. But you are family in Bells, and we'll support you as best we can.
And as I support you too.
But you've placed us all in a real pickle.
Oh yes. I think so.
All right, best you be going, and we'll be in contact.
Sure thing.
You're in a pickle, says Malcolm.
Oh yes.
All right, let's bounce back to the other voice channel.
I wonder what happened to my old arm.
Well, yes. I believe it must still be back in the cave of the Ooze God.
Huh?
Your old arm.
The arm was cut off in Gorso. The last you saw it was in Gorso.
Yeah. I lost my eye in the cave.
Yep.
Ah, right. You're always losing stuff, Hector.
So
I may always be
eventually, I assume you'll make your way back to the Lucky Leap Tavern.
Mm-hmm. Going past the halls of justice to try and get paid for the night's work first, though.
You get 100 gold pieces each. Now, two things. You rest up in the Lucky Leap Tavern. Everybody, for reasons, take a point of exhaustion. Take 1 level of exhaustion. Everybody 1 level of exhaustion. And also, this might seem a bit generous, but feel free to advance to level 5 while you're at it. So I think I said the first 5 levels come quick and fast. I have another campaign of this for session 40 or something, and then level 9. So it does slow down. But feel free to take a moment to level up. At which point I'll say goodnight to my kids while you do that. So I'll be right back, but feel free to level up. Okay, see you guys in a bit.
Excellent.
Everybody level up okay?
Yes, I think so.
Cool. Is everybody here?
I am here.
Is Baleson?
I am muted. Yeah, sweet. I'm here.
All right. So you wake up in the morning. You do get that level up, but you do not lose your point of exhaustion. That's still there. So as the morning arrives, and you are wondering what your next steps are, you notice something a bit unusual. Riley, yes, you can. Actually, I'll get you across to the Lucky Leap map. Oops, that gets me there, doesn't get you there. Alright, so the good old Lucky Leap Tavern, as you get your drinks, get your breakfast. Now, have you guys, I know you've had a very brief encounters with this chap, Lord Signmonder. Now, as a quiz, who remembers who Lord Signmonder is?
So he was the. Oh, you can go.
No, he's more to do with you.
No, so he was. So he was the leader, perhaps, of the guards on the attempt to rescue the princess, in which case he was to rescue the queen. Sorry, my memories are hazy after the head injury, and obviously I was about to say that on that rescue attempt, the prince died, and I thought he was also injured in some capacity on that rescue attempt.
He wasn't injured, not in the physical sense, but Lord Signmonder is the head of the Crown Guard. His ultimately responsibility is to maintain the safety of the royal family, which is why he was so gung-ho to rescue the Queen. And the fact that the prince died has weighed heavily on him ever since. He's highly respected within the city, a man known of principles, a man, well, a dwarf technically, an honourable dwarf who takes his now protection of the princess, the king, and his new queen to heart. And you see him in this bar, and you see him talking to a second gentleman. This guy, a halfling-looking gentleman. And you can't help but overhear, and a lot of the attention is drawn to the room. The fact that Lord Signmonder is a respectable tavern, but there are far better taverns than the Lucky Leap. It's not a dive, but it's not the best either. And between the two of them, they've got a very fancy-looking feather. And Lord Minder says, "Aye, this is just what I was looking for. Now, you're sure this is a cultal feather?" And the halfling, "Oh, yes, I guarantee it." And if you look closely, you'll see that each feather has little sub-feathers on it almost, proving that it's a genuine cultal feather. The Lord Signmonder says, "All right, it convinced me. Come see me this afternoon. I'll give you the agreed upon 500 gold pieces for the feather. And I shall mount it to my horse, Miss Ivory, for the King's Games that are coming up in a couple of days. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And with that, Lord Sidewander takes his leave and leaves the tavern. Just at that moment, a third figure appears. Now here's another pop quiz. Remember who Golfer the Bugbear is? Does anybody remember Golfer? It was in the very first session. Maybe second.
So are they the one that runs the 999 casino? Who's the money lender?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly
Location... Oh, I don't know where the location is there. I've got it between 3 and 20. I don't know which of those ones it can be. Because 3 was the winery. Oh, anyway.
Yeah, we're not
5.
5. Oh,
Number 5.
Number 5, okay.
Okay, I'm glad somebody remembers the location. I remember thinking I would not go into a den of iniquity and gambling. That is not actions of an efficient master.
So Golfer the Bugbear, the moneylender and proprietor of the 999 Gambling Hall. And he slides in next to Raffolk and says, Raffolk. I believe it has come time to pay up your dues. You owe me 500 gold pieces. Where is it? And Raffolk goes, oh, I've come up with a deal. I've something to sell, and I should have you this money from this afternoon. And Golfer says, you've been saying that for weeks. Unless I get my money by this afternoon, well, let's just say I'll be taking your finger by finger, then I'll work on your toes, then I'll work on the teeth. And then we'll burn what remains. And almost to illustrate the point, he grabs this cultural feather, puts it in a lamp that's light in this corner, and it vumps, just goes up in ashes. Raffolk goes, no! Golfer says, 500 gold pieces, you'll be as crispy as the feather. And with that, Golfer leaves. And Raffolk can see just starts crying.
Now, brother, what seems to be the problem? I mean, I couldn't help but overhear a bit of that.
I like my toes, and I like my fingers. I need to produce. You don't happen to have a coatled feather on you, do you?
No, I wouldn't even know what one looked like unless until I'd seen that one you had. Was that genuine?
Oh, genuine enough for Lord Sidewander to pay me 500 gold pieces for it? Yes, it was genuine.
Right. So it seems you need something genuine enough for Sidewander, eh?
See, cultural feathers are a bit of a family business. I've managed to save a few over the years. But you see, my grandma's got one, but let's just say we're not on any type of speaking terms. I know that everybody here is out for a bit of gold. If you're prepared to help me, I think we could make this beneficial to both of us.
Well, I think there's no time like the present to repair family bonds.
Oh.
You and your grandma, she's not going to be around forever, and when the Redeemer prevent it, if she does leave us, you'll regret never ever reuniting with her. So I will definitely help you in that.
May the gods bless you. Here's the thing, though. She won't part from the feather for less than, well, I say 200 gold pieces. So here's what I'm proposing. You buy the feather off her for 200 gold pieces. I will then take the feather to Lord Simonde. He will give me 500 gold pieces. And I will give you an extra 100 gold pieces from that. And listen, I know what you're thinking. You don't know me from a bar of soap. I am not going to touch the money.
No.
I'm not going to touch the money.
That this doesn't get you out of your trouble with Gulfa. Gulfa needs the whole 500.
I could cover the rest. That's the 500 that was pushing me to the limit. So if you could just front me 200 gold. When I say front, I mean it's going to be a transaction between you and my grandmother. I'm not going to touch the money. And then when I get the feather back from Lord Simonde, I'll pay you back the 200 plus 100 on top of it. It's like free money.
Right.
A good deed and free money.
Your grandmother, she's not Nigerian by any chance, is she?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, but no. It's not an internet scam at the very least. Yeah, Baleson, if you want to listen on to this, you do. Yep. Bratvock was the centre of attention, especially when he was crying when the feather went up.
Sorry, I was muted. I wanted to run an insight on it, if I may.
Oh.
Just whether he's telling the truth about it, because it does sound awfully scammy. Here's my insight.
Oh, 21.
Yeah.
Very good, Baleson. Very good.
At disadvantage?
Oh, wait, yeah, it
Advantage.
wasn't.
That's true.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You're all exhausted.
Yeah, suite of 4.
Just waiting for Hector's. Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait,
seems legit.
you rolled another 2. Well,
I didn't roll
first
through
one.
that last time.
But
Yeah, they're both low.
they're all terrible, so what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Oh, Pastor Timothy.
You trust them.
That would be good, but that's a 7. But I'd rather get this situation sorted out sooner rather than later with Gulfa. He's not a patient man, and I've been delaying until I could put together this deal with Lord Simonde. Would you mind accompanying me now?
No, sure, that'd be fine. That Gulfa does seem to have some sort of digital fixation, doesn't he?
He does. He's not a pleasant man, bugbear. I'm sorry, I'm just panicking. I'm not sure what the correct thing is to change. Anyway, if you'd be so kind as to follow me.
Oh, hold on. Back to my earlier question. Got any collateral?
Collateral?
Well, most of the time when these deals do happen, where you've been given a large amount of money, there's normally some sort of collateral involved. I guess the collateral was your life?
Well, things go from bad to worse with golf. Well, yes, it could indeed cost me my life.
So, how about this? We can understand that Golfer isn't the most pleasant of men, or whatever he is. But we're nice fellows here. You see Pastor Timothy. He's a good person.
Yes. Lovely.
Amen.
You will owe us the money instead of him. Or you could upfront some collateral and again be done with this. But since we're nice people, we don't really want your life as collateral. That would cause more problems. So, what do you think here? How can we work out a deal?
Well, all I have is this gold. I could like, put this way. I myself am not gaining anything from this. I will put 50
I
gold.
think you're gaining less debt.
No, I could just put 50 gold pieces, and if things don't go as planned, you just keep the 50 gold pieces.
Would we still not be down 150 though from buying the feather?
Oh, you'll be up. You don't understand. You front me 200 gold pieces. I sell it to Lord Monder, and I'll give you 300 gold pieces back.
I thought you had 400 gold worth of debt.
Sorry, Malcolm's getting the numbers confused in his head. Not so much Rafik, but Malcolm. So, yes, that will allow me to pay off my debt, the 200 gold pieces, and then 100 extra to go to you guys. Sorry, Malcolm is genuinely getting confused with how the math works, but it'll pay off his debt and a little bit extra, and he'll be able to pay you back the 200 gold pieces plus another 100.
Oh, okay. Pastor Timothy hasn't paid off his debts yet, has he, though?
No.
Well, if you have debts, this is, as I said, it's easy money. You give me 200, at the end of the day, you're going to have 300. I mean, it's not as if we're dealing with some type of miscreant here. It's Lord Monder, the most honourable man in all of Oathbreaker, if not all of Aglarion.
And what makes you such an honourable man?
Not so much honourable as desperate. I want to keep my toes and my fingers.
Fine. But I will not contribute any to this cause or expect anything in return. But I will help.
Okay, great.
Sure. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. It's a very good lesson, Hector.
So, Pastor Timothy, just to be clear, you are fronting me the 200 gold pieces? Well, not fronting. You're buying the feather from my grandmother for 200 gold pieces.
I'll procure the feather for sure.
Well, I think someone said, no time like the present. So let us go. And he leads you out into the streets of Oathbreaker. Is everybody accompanying Pastor Timothy on this situation?
Yes, I will.
Just a little message cantrip between us. What are you reckon about this dude? Like, do we? Seems a bit scammy, but we might be able to outbox the fox, if you know what I mean.
I feel he's completely trustworthy. He seems on the up and up to me.
Yeah, I like him. I do like him. I mean, and that golfer looked like he was... Yeah, he was hungry for digits.
I'm just interested in why he hates his grandma so much that he would actively try and swindle her. He said it was worth 500 and we're only getting 200?
Well, from his grandmother's perspective, she's not only getting 200, she's getting 200 plus she gets to keep her grandson.
But she doesn't know that her grandson is the one procuring it. Because we'll be buying it without his interaction.
Right, because I would say that he probably doesn't want to tell her about Gulpa because she will insist that he take the feather. And he's probably too proud for that, I would say. Just judging...
Worst he could have just dropped the money in the house.
Right. I do appreciate your cynicism, Hector, and I think it's healthy. You you best stick along with us to keep us on the straight and narrow, so we don't get conned by this con man. Okay?
I would rather hate for you to be stuck in jail for ages. I'd have to find somebody else to help me.
Right. Well, we go along as we get along, and if anything seems fishy to you, just let us know.
All right. So that Rafok leads you into the South District. The poor area, but not as bad as the shanties, just poor. And he comes up to a house and says, well, this is Granny Perla's house. She won't open the door to strangers. So I'm going to knock. And you guys, maybe just let me do the talking initially. And just to be clear, I know this is unusual. I know you're going out on a trust with me, but look, I'm not going to touch your gold pieces, right? Granny might take them, and good for her. She likes her treats from the Halfling's Treasury Bakery. I'm sure she can have a great supply from them there. So she knocks.
Shall we sweeten the deal with a visit to the old lolly place?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bring some.
Oh. Well,
we know them. They're good friends of ours. Shall we bring in a sort of offering to grease the wheels, so to speak?
Oh,
A splendid idea.
Okay. You head back to the Halfling's Treasure Bakery, which I'm not sure what number it is. It's around here somewhere.
The top.
20. There we go. Number 20.
Was it? Oh no, wasn't it? Oh yeah, it was 20. Yeah, there we go.
So a quick detour. The Halflings are pleased to see you. Byra is continuing to work on the shop, and they give you they don't sell you. They give you a nice like an assortment basket of various top of the line treats. And I say, nothing of it. You saved our daughter. This is the least we can do for you. They put together a rather nice gift box of candy.
Oh, thank you.
All right, yes, that is an excellent idea, says Rafok. And he knocks on the door. An old lady answers the door. And I'd usually do an old woman voice here, but I'm already starting to lose my voice. There's a bug going around at the moment. I'm probably sounding a bit croaky on the microphone almost. So I'm not going to do the grandmother's voice because I fear that's quite frankly too powerful with the slight flu I have at the moment. And she says, Rafik, don't you dare come here asking me for money again. I've lent you what I could. You're a no-good scoundrel, and I want nothing to do with you. And she goes to slam the door, and he puts his foot in it. Oh, Granny, no. I have some people here who want to give you gold. You said that last time. What proof do I have that these are just not another one of your scams and schemes? They bought candy. And Granny opens the door. All right. Give me the candy. Who's got the candy?
We pass it over?
Sure.
Yeah.
And she opens the box and starts taking one off the other. It's almost like a conveyor belt. She just feeds the candy and she's barely chewing on them.
Madam, slow down. You give yourself a tummy ache.
I can eat more candies. This and more. I have a constitution of an elephant. Nom. Now my no good grandson here says you got some type of deal for me or some offering?
Well, you're no good grandson. He's in a bit of a pickle. And I know he didn't want to say it to you, but he's got himself in a little bit of trouble with our friend Golfa. Well, I say friend, in air quotes. The bugbear runs the gambling den.
Aye.
Now, in order to get himself out of this trouble, he needs that feather you've got.
I'm not giving him nothing.
Oh, we would not expect you to give him nothing. He's got himself a fine deal with another man who's going to buy the feather off him for a certain amount of money, so he can pay the golfer fella and also provide you with a very fair, reasonable amount for the feather.
You've sweetened me up with candy. That's something. Of course, I can sell you the feather. 300 gold pieces, and we'll call it even.
Oh,
Raphael
now
shrugs his shoulders. I don't know what to say.
Now, Rafa seemed to think that you would let it go for 200. Well, I think you could do even better than that. You could just let us hold it for the while with some sort of what was that word you used, Hector? Collateral. If you held some collateral, you could let us hold on to that feather for a while we do this deal and get this thing done with Golfa, and then.
Of course, a collateral would be most accepting. I think 300 gold pieces would be sufficient.
Rafik, would you like to have a word to your grandmother here?
Oh, Granny, come on. You know, 200 gold pieces, it's not worth 300. You're right. But since you're involved, it's worth 300. And Rafik shrugs and says, maybe you guys try. I can't move for it.
So I've been silent till now, so I will step up and suggest that this is an opportunity for the young man to learn a valuable lesson about the evils of gambling and lending of money, but he will not learn that lesson if he does not get out. So we can offer 200 gold for this feather. We have heard that he has a buyer for it, and we wish him to get out from under the heel of debt that Golfer has over him. And I will do a persuasion check. I assume at disadvantage because of the.
Yep.
Oh, hang on.
I would like. Can I help?
So
I was gonna say no. I took the wrong. No, I took the other feat. There was another feat that I could have done, but that's fine. Yep.
You may roll it flat, as Torque, as Pastor Timothy has been helping as well. So just make it a flat persuasion roll. So advantage for the help, disadvantage for that.
Do.
I'll tell you what, says Granny Perilla. Let's make it 250 and we've got a deal. And she spits in her hand and looks to shake one of your guys' hands.
So I believe Pastor Timothy was fronting some of that. I think I could front the difference for that. So yeah.
I just need to turn to Rafik and ask, does this scupper your deal, son? I mean, the difference. Do you still have enough to give to Golfa if we go at this rate?
I think so. I think I could probably rustle up the money within the time frame. So you don't worry about it. 250. I think if we have to pay for 250, we're still going to make a tidy profit with this together. I'm
Right.
okay with it.
Okay then. Well, Here you go, madam.
She hands out a hand dripping with saliva to you, Pastor Timothy. Shake on it.
Yeah, definitely.
And she produces the feather. And Rafok is making show of not touching the gold, not touching the feather. Says, all right, okay. And you hand over the money to Grandy Perla. She says, all right. Looks like the halflings are going to get to know my business really well. Good day to you all. And she slams the door. Right, well, I
Would it
guess...
be wise to stay here with Granny, do you think?
You want me to stay here and you do the deal with the Lord Signmonder? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I think we need you. You're the main part of this.
Okay, of
one
course.
Or I could stay with Granny. I can tell she would love a visit from the priest.
I mean, you can certainly try. She's not a very sociable person.
Yeah, so you guys think that's a good idea?
Worst comes to worst, I think you could beat her in a fight. Fine.
I'm just thinking she might just disappear with the money.
I doubt she'd do that with her lovely grandson. He's still got all of his toes.
Sure. Okay, I'll go with the group then.
Okay. So together with Rafok, this halfling, you start to make your way to the noble district, in particular area 89, which is the Mondervilla. You wind your way through the streets, Old Man's Road, leaving the South District, through the commercial district of the Sword District, cross over Granker's Chain, and then some guards stop you. Sorry, unless you're here on noble business, you may not enter. Please turn around and go the other way.
Rafik, would you like to explain what we're doing?
Rafik's not there.
Rafik's not there.
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
Where's Rafik?
Yeah, I thought he was with us.
Around, you see lots of people milling on the street. You kind of lower your eye level looking for this halfling, and there's not even a halfling, let alone one called Rafik.
Oh my goodness. Rats. Rats.
Well, we have an idea about where he's going.
We could, let's
You
go.
still have the feather, just to make that clear. You have the feather.
Oh, right. He hasn't made up with the feather.
No, you have the feather.
But is this feather, does it have any intrinsic value? Or have we been duped in our exhaustion and eagerness to help?
Yeah. Rats.
Does anybody know why this feather might be of importance, that Signmonder might want to have added it to the livery of his horse?
If that was Sidebonder, and not just someone posing as Sidebonder as a accomplice to Rafik.
I think I should recognise Signmonder. It has been a number of years. Do I look back on it now, and can I cast my mind back to see if it did look to me like Signmonder? And if so, what sort of check am I doing?
Sure. Make a perception check. At the
Disadvantage?
time. Yes. Here's
Oh
the
dear.
guy. Looked like outside one. I mean, he's a dwarf. He's got a very distinctive look. He's got very distinctive armor. I mean, he is the, as I said, the head of the Crown Guard. So he is, you know, he looks like the part, and he definitely looked the part in the Lucky Leap Tavern.
Fantastic. Well, if we still believe that Sidemonder, we better go in and see him.
Yes, but I don't think we are welcome in the noble district. When we were servants or we had a job, then it was appropriate for us to walk among there. If only we knew the scion of one of those families that would be welcomed into the district.
True.
The guard,
Well,
after hearing this
we might-
conversation, says, "You have business with the Lord Sidemonder."
Right, we do. We are fairly. We've got something he really wants.
What might that be?
That would be this, my friend. The feather of a whatever it was. It's going to do great things for his horse. Very cool.
I'll give you this one for free. A kotal feather comes from a feathered dragon. So,
Right.
almost like a dragon feather. If you didn't see, I posted what the feather looks like in Discord. Alright. Lord Sidemonder. I believe he had some business he needed attending, but he wasn't able to do it himself. Now, don't do anything that I'm going to regret, but follow me. Stay close. And he actually goes out this way because it's easy to get into the noble district. Comes in this side and takes you to the house of Lord Sidemonder. Now, nice mansion, of course. And he hands you over to the house guards and says these people have business with Lord Sidemonder. And you're taken inside the mansion, taken to a waiting room where you wait for a good hour or so before you are summoned to Lord Sidemonder's chambers. There's a study, as it were, and you see him trying to work through a mountain of paperwork. He looks tired, he looks haggard, but he looks up from his paperwork and gives a good sigh. You know, when I took on this post of commander of the Clown Guard, I thought I'd be chasing down leads. But once you go high enough, the damn job turns into a bunch of paperwork. Anyway, I believe you have business with me. What is it?
It has been many years since I've seen you, Sidemonder.
Torque!
Perhaps you remember me.
Torque, I do remember
Perhaps you remember me in my best when I was strong and tall,
I
and
do.
not bowed by injury.
Well, I've of course not forgotten you. You did a brave and noble thing, and it cost you dearly. I don't think a day goes by when I don't appreciate the sacrifice of you and Father Lester as well, if it comes to that. But at the end of the day, the prince was lost, and that's on my head. An eternal shame on the clan Monder. But it's nice to see you, Torque.
Yes. Were you recently? Did you recently visit a halfling in the Leaping Tavern?
Lucky Leap Tavern.
The Lucky Leap, inquiring about a feather,
Oh, friend,
a total feather from a dragon.
I have so much to do. I don't have time to meetings with halflings. So to answer your question, no, I didn't.
Then I will not take up any more of your time, for it seems we have been sent on a fool's errand and have been deceived by
Just
a halfling.
One second, Lord Monder. Would you recognize this man? And I cast minor illusion to show up like a little image of Rafik.
That's a mighty nice trick you got there, friend, but I have no idea who that is.
Perhaps this is something that will bring to the attention of the Red Cloaks, and perhaps we can learn from this experience.
Hi.
What evidence do we have against him?
Perhaps that at least we can report to Nathan Wester that there was someone posing as Sign Monda, who looked very much like that, who was acting in cahoots with Rafik, and that perhaps he's failed to deliver what he said and broken a verbal contract.
Well, this all sounds like a matter for the Red Cloaks indeed. But listen,
Indeed, we won't waste any more of your time.
No, I need to ask you something first. As you know, Nathan Wester is a Red Cloak. He happens to keep me abreast of the legal matters in the city. And he's been telling me about you. How you cleaned the Gorso Manor, despite the fact that it was more than just a cleaning job. He told me that you saved that fool halfling girl Byra, almost out of the goodness of your heart. He told me how you rescued Drax Tightlips from the damn foolish tunnel to the leaning tower, the sunken tower. You seem to be men with a certain amount of skill. I have a task.
Well, we've got a certain knack of getting ourselves into trouble, and we seem to have managed to get ourselves out of it each time, but I wouldn't really call it skill, sir.
Well, whatever it is, I have a task for you. It is quite a simple task. As you know, the King's game starts in 2 days. I'm required to put in an appearance for the parade. The king, the queen, the princess will travel around the city, blessing the games effectively. And I'm required as the king, head of the Crown's Guard, to accompany them. For that, I need my horse. For that, I need, in particular, my horse, Miss Ivory. And I'm requesting that you go to the stables and retrieve her for me.
Is there any...
This was a task that we would gladly take on if we might have a written document with your instructions for the people at the stables, since I fear that they will not just believe a random ragtag bunch.
I'll put it this way. I'm not the person who people tend to say no to a lot. So I've already prepared the letter for you. And you need to go to the Royal Stud Farm, retrieve my horse, Miss Ivory, and then come back here. Should be in plenty of time for the King's Games. A day's travel there, a day's travels back.
Right. We do have a touch of business to take care of in town. If we can find this little fellow who seems to have managed to prize some money out of us, but I'm sure that won't take long.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll instruct Nathan Wester and the 50 or so other royal guards, Red Cloaks, to search for this Rafik character. If anybody can find them, the Red Cloaks will find him. You understand it won't be their top priority, but they'll be keeping an eye out.
I must say, that sounds swell.
I'll put it this way. I want my horse more than I want you to resolve your situation with Rafik. So please, do not let me detain you anymore. I look forward to welcoming Miss Ivory back.
Well, it seems simple and straightforward enough that we should take a sojourn outside of the city. I think it should do us some good. We nearly profited greatly on the trip to the northwest when we were investigating and risking Byra.
Yes, I think it makes sense.
Well, let me make it clear. let me make this clear. This is not a paid position. If you do this task well, then there'll be very well-paying jobs in the future. For this one, you'll be doing it as a personal favor for me. And trust me, my favor is more valuable than any gold you're likely to see.
I know Simonda, the real Simonda, not the visage that we saw in the Lucky Leap Tavern, is a man of his word and a servant of the efficient master, so I would trust him, especially given my fatigued status.
Right. Now, so as you might have guessed, we will be going to the Royal Stud Farm. He hands you over the letter. Now, I feel like I need to mention this anyway. I'm sure it's just superstitious rumors from the farmers, but there have been some occult activities, I guess you could say. I'm sure it's nothing, but I'd feel untruthful if I didn't send you there with the full information that I have. Talks about rituals and sacrifices. I sent a Red Cloak to investigate and he found no evidence of it. But I feel it's only fair that I mention this to you.
Good.
With that being said, do not let me detain you.
Right. As soon as we're out of earshot, what to say? Well, that fella's pretty weird. He wants us to go get a bloody horse for him.
Yeah, I think he buried the lead, so to speak. I think that we're grabbing the horse from an area which there might be some occult activity.
Right. That itself is passing strange. Why would you... Oh. Why would you not tell us straight up about the cult and then just mention, oh, by the way, bring us a horse back as well, please?
I agree.
Let's hope that these cultists, such that they are not ones that sacrifice horses. For I fear if we don't return, that the disfavour of Simonda would be a mighty wrath indeed.
I mean, did he say we had to bring the horse back alive? I don't recall.
I think he would find it hard to ride the dead horse around the city on the tour with the king and queen.
This seems like our problem.
Bringing in a live horse back, thanks, Hector. We're bringing in a live horse back.
What, would you rather try and dupe him with a different one if this one was to die?
Well, if this one was to die, I don't know what we would do, but I think that... well, he's awfully high up. Is this someone that we should curry favour with, Tor?
Well, he's certainly well placed within the king's household. So certainly he holds sway and influence.
Well, then I feel that we should do it.
Well, I would have done it for him for old time's sake, in any nature, and I have, now that I've walked around the city for a while, I fear that actually a trip to the countryside might do me some good.
I agree. These walls are seemingly oppressive.
And
You have
covered in
dreams of coming
strange
to own it
arcane
here.
languages.
Well, precisely. And you have dreams of coming here and making your way, and you find happenstance and circumstance getting in the way of nearly everything you put in place.
Well, you know what they say about owned beer, boys? It's fine, but there's just a lot of owned barians in there.
Yeah, so hopefully there's some royal studs at that farm we're going, right?
Good one, Bailson.
You're welcome.
Were you the troop's comedian?
No, far from it. Believe it or not, I'm more the hand, so to speak. I help with the setting up, and look, I'm still new to the troop, to be perfectly frank. They're still teaching me their ways. I've still got some skills, and have my flourishes, but yes.
And when will you guys be putting on a show?
We've been doing all sorts of small shows in the whatever area that they are based in. We've been doing small shows for the people.
You have not invited us. Fair thing.
Oh, well, no. The next time I catch wind of a show, I'll totally invite you. Mayhaps they'll do one on the day of celebration for the whole city to see. So, yes. Look, I can tell you what, though. I'll show you this card trick. I get out my set of cards. And I'm doing this at disadvantage, aren't I? Do this sleight of hand. 1, 2. Here we go. Look at that.
But to be fair, they're also perceiving at disadvantage. The 111's pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to lose this one with a 3. Look, you saw how I did it? Okay, please don't tell Whispering Wind that I showed you how to do that. Alright?
No, I feel very honoured to be sworn into the secrecy of the stage magician.
Yeah, well, no, I'm a close-up magician, but that's okay. The semantics. Shall we go and pick up this horse?
That we should. Do we have any business in town that we need to urgently take care of before we leave?
No, I do not have any urgent business to take care of.
All right. So you leave the town of Oathbreaker, and it is very nice out here. It is birds are singing, forest animals around, and you head your way south. You hear the endless clang of hammers coming from the quarry and penitentiary, where you know that people are sent to do hard labour. And that's where the people turn big rocks into small rocks. That's the job in the quarry. And you pass through many, many farmsteads along the way, and you see many carts.
Every time I hear the hammer of hammer against rock, I get a little bit more nervous and think about the hole in my wallet that that fellow has caused.
Yep, cool. And you pass through many farms, and it's common knowledge that this area here, the Oathbreaker Plains as well, and also the Olden Plains, they very much provide the food for the kingdom. So carts would forever come across the King's Road, feeding into Oathbreaker from the west and from the south. But very much the bread basket of Oathbreaker. Keeps the city alive, commerce, and as I said at the start of this, the kingdom itself is going really well. King Waldron Azanar is a well and respected leader. He has got a standing military. Everybody feels secure, and with the security, people prosper. Towards the end of the day, you come to the Royal Stud Farm. But before you get there, Pastor Timothy, with his passive perception of 13, notices two things. One, there's smoke rising in the distance in the approximate position of the Royal Stud Farm. And just to the side of the road, there's a soldier of the King's Guard, very obviously dead. He's lying in a pool of blood just off the side of the road, and there's smoke in the distance. What do you do?
I suppose he has 250 gold on him.
Pastor Timothy, do your trick again. Do your trick.
Oh, I'm afraid the Redeemer's light shone so bright that day yesterday that it is dim in me now.
If you're going through his pockets, Hector, you do find 5 gold pieces. Not quite the 250 you're looking for, but you do find it.
Well, I'll leave 2 on. I'll leave 2 on his eyes.
Oh, nice. Very good.
I'll put the rest to good use.
Do we do it right for him, Pastor Timothy?
I'll speak some words, and also, Torque, how do you reckon this man died?
So I shall attempt to examine him, but in my state I shall attempt to do my best. But the best I can do is a 9, I believe.
Doesn't.
I would
take
say
any juice.
exsanguination.
Well, he was
bled to death.
Yeah, he did. Well, he's been hit by some type of sharp weapon, like a sword or a great axe or a great sword, something like that. But you're not sure. It could have happened an hour ago. Could have happened a day ago. You're not sure. The smoke in the south continues. It's getting worse. More and more smoke is pouring off from something to the south.
I think we should make haste to the stud to see if we can render assistance or find out what has gone on.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Light of the Redeemer, shine upon you all. May you join your brethren in heaven. Amen. Let's go.
So you dash down as quick as you can to the Royal Stud Farm, and the whole thing is ablaze. It's on fire. You hear. You stop and listen for a second to see if you hear any humans. You don't hear any humans like screaming for help, but you do hear some whinnying of horses.
Baleson rushes towards it and tries to just bash open a wall or something like that.
To the barn where the horses are?
Yeah.
Hold the doors. Sure, make me an athletics check at disadvantage.
Cool. Are you athletics? So, disadvantage. Yay!
Yeah, you don't manage to bash down a door, and the horses inside are getting burnt, it seems, because they're very much panicked.
So would it be possible to open the doors to the barn?
Sure, even without a roll, you throw across the big wooden plank that locks it from the outside, throws it aside, and almost the fire kind of pushes out through. You don't even have to open the door. The force of the fire itself pushes open the door, and inside you see. Unfortunately, there's the 2 horses that are in there. There's a black one and a white one, are more or less in the middle of the barn, like the worst possible thing. And you do remember Lord Signmonder referring to his horse as Miss Ivory, and there's a black horse and a white horse.
Right.
Is this a song from the 80s? Cool, just having a look at my thing. I sort of look for any source of water, if there's any source of water around.
I'll cast Ray of Frost at the fire.
Okay,
Oh,
so,
on the flames. Cool.
well, first of all, make a perception check to see if there's any source of water. Make that a disadvantage.
Yeah. Yeah, so much perception.
Not. I mean, if you got to find some, you got to find some quickly, and you don't find it quickly.
Yep.
Hector, you do cast Ray of Frost. It does help a little bit, but it seems as if this barn was made for burning. It's just going up. There's just far too much fuel, like with hay and wooden structures. It's a perfect.
I'm no good with animals, but I'd gladly run in to try and save the other one. Is there anyone who has some animal handling skills?
Not much. A touch. I'm running in to try and grab the horses.
Yeah, I run in to grab the black horse.
I
Or
also
I'll yep.
take 6 points of fire damage. Pass to
Awesome.
Timothy. Take 4 points of fire damage. And you rush in. You feel your skin bubbling as these things go over, and these two horses are tied up, like with the bridle to a post, and they're just struggling against it, but they can't move. What do you do?
I lift the bridle over the post.
Okay. They're just in absolute panic mode. They're thrashing around. They're not sure what to do.
Oop.
I
Sorry,
try
I was trying to read that, not cast it.
What I'll try and do is just sort of when the horse spins around and is facing the door, like slap it really hard on its flank
Sure.
to try and get it to sort of burst out.
While that's happening, what's Pastor Timothy doing?
I'm casting Taumaturgy to cause the flames to dim for 1 minute, which I don't think will do anything mechanically, but it may help the horses not panic, and I'm trying to lead the horse out.
White horse. So I'm smacking the black horse and you're leading the white horse.
Yeah.
The grey.
So you can cast Thaumaturgy to calm it down, and then you can try to lead it out. That's going to take 2 rounds, though.
Yeah,
this is going
that's
to be
all right.
Another 2d6. Okay, so this is for 11 points of damage to Pastor Timothy. And Torque, you can take 3 points of damage.
Remember, you sure it was me because I was at the door?
Oh, sorry.
And even if I was, I'm a little.
Balsam.
Sorry.
I am going to cast a spell if I can, though.
Sure.
So I'm going to cast Aid, and that's going to give. I'm casting it on Pastor Timothy, Balson, and the White Horse. So it says it will give 5 temporary hit points to those creatures.
No, it's not 5 temperature.
It
It increases their hit point maximum by 5. It's even better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they get 5 hit points, plus the maximum rises by 5. So even
Okay.
better.
At the start of every turn or something like that, is it?
No, it's just once. Your maximum hit
It's a
points
it's a one-off buff just to help you guys get out. So I've done since you've sustained some damage. I've helped you and the horse to help to protect the horse.
But last
in some
hours,
sense.
right? How many? What's the duration of the spell?
So it lasts for 8 hours. Yes. So in terms of
Wow.
that.
Yeah, so it's better than healing because it raises that upper threshold. Okay, so what I'm going to do is Baelson, because you took that extra moment to cast the spell with Thaumaturgy, your DC is going to be lower, but I need both of you to make me animal handling checks at disadvantage.
Double natural 20s. Come
Oh,
Ah. Oh no. Oh, so a 2 and a 0. The horses aren't moving. They're just in an absolute blind panic.
Can look, I yell out. Does anyone have some form of command? We could command these horses to leave.
it'll only work if they understand my language.
All right. So nay is the answer.
Nay, yeah.
By
Well,
the
I mean,
way, these horses are magnificent specimens of horses. They are not just some old nag. You can tell that they're be ridden in the battle. They're full-on war horses. They're magnificent beasts. So it makes
Right,
sense
so-
that Lord Simonda would want this animal.
yeah, they may actually understand some verbal commands, so it's worth it.
You're saying giddy up.
Actually, no, it's even. I've got something better.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Heroism only works on a willing creature, which I don't think this horse would be. I'll
Tell you what I'm going to do, Malcolm.
Yep.
I'm actually going to try and out-intimidate this horse. So I'm really going to slap it on its flank and just scream my biggest scream. And that I'm going to try and do that. Yes,
Sure.
that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, and just so these things happen at the same time, what's Pastor Timothy going to try?
I want to try heroism, even though it's a willing creature. I think this horse would generally be willing.
Oh, I see. It's immune to being frightened, gains temporary. Ah, interesting. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
switch back to Bailson. Well, first of all,
Yeah.
Bailson take 3 points.
Yeah, cool.
And, oh dear, Pastor Timothy 6 hit points of fire damage.
Oh,
Okay, Bailson, you can make me an intimidation check. Still at disadvantage.
yep. That's the one.
Still not budging.
I know.
And which one are you doing, Pastor Timothy?
Well, if I'm within reach of both, I'm going to spend my first sorcery point of the game and twin spell heroism.
I think that's the trick. You reach out both hands and cast heroism. Kind of have to slap them on the rump or something because it is a touch spell, but you touch both of them. Channel your inner sorcery, and they are immune from being frightened. Their problem is that they're frightened of the fire, and they're no longer frightened of the fire, and they just start booking it right out of this burning building. I assume you two
We follow, yes.
follow, but you take one more round. This is Bailson. This is Pastor
Yay.
Timothy. Just one for Pastor Timothy. And the black horse is just running to the hills, it seems. Miss Ivory, this is Miss Ivory, kind of calms down and leaves about 100 feet away from the Royal Stud Farm, but is not actively fleeing. She's got some nasty burns on her, but you think she'll survive.
Would I be able to cast Cure Wounds on the horse?
Sure.
So since I've given it that buff anyway, I'll attempt to do that. For 6 points of healing. with
Yeah.
respect to its wounds.
Yeah, it definitely helps out the horse a lot. A lot of the burns are healed. She's still going to be left with some nasty scars, but all things considered, she's done quite well. She's survived a fire that she was in a blind panic before.
Now the fire is still well engulfing the building and stuff. Are there any other people, stable hands, or anybody else around, or indeed bodies of stable hands or any soldiers? I know I'm not the most perceptive of people, but I will try and have a look or an investigate. Which do you think would be?
You can choose. So anybody who wants to look for any survivors or anything else of interest can make me a perception or investigation check at disadvantage.
Definitely looking for survivors.
That's pretty good at disadvantage. As is
Hey,
Battlesome. Disadvantage pass to Timothy. Wow, this is really good. And Hector?
There are no survivors.
Here's a mist.
Well, going around the house, there are several barrels at the back door, presumably leading to the kitchen. And, people get stuff delivered in barrels all the time. And you can swear, the three of you, maybe not Hector, but the three of you who are looking, could swear you see one of the barrels rock just ever so slightly. Just rocks unnaturally to one side before righting itself.
is it inside the place surrounded by flames, or is it just to
No.
the outside?
It's
Back door.
outside. Yeah, and it's far enough away that it's not in danger of being engulfed anytime soon.
I stand right next to it and start wheeling it away from the fire.
Stop! I don't know who you are, but please! Please, I'm just trying to survive.
We've lost sound.
Oh, you've lost sound? You can't hear me?
Couldn't hear you.
Ah!
Yeah.
It can be.
Let's see. Test.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, weird. I don't know what happened. Oh, well. So, you roll the barrel, and a guy inside says, stop, please! Just let me out! I'm sorry, I wasn't brave enough. Just let me out!
Yeah, no, of course, I was just moving you from the flames.
Oh,
Please, come out.
Thank you. And he kicks the bottom of the barrel out, and this elderly man looks in his early 60s, maybe a bit older. He's dressed in very formal attire. Oh, thank you. You're not with them, are you? You don't look like it.
No, we've been sent by the Lord Wester himself. No, not Wester, Lord Morin.
Simon
No,
Monda.
Monda. There we go.
Retrieve his horse, and we found the barns ablaze. Perhaps you can tell us what has happened.
I see you've freed Miss Ivory. Oh, she's a kind old horse. I guess if you're saving things and not killing things, then you must be on the right side. Look, I'm embarrassed to say, but when they came, I hid. I'm a butler. I'm a servant. I'm no warrior. Huh. But they came, and they took. They took. Just getting my notes clear here. They what? He took young Lady Fina and her son, Lord Romlin, and the master himself, and they took him to the old grinder. Why I don't know, but I should have fought, and I should have done better, but all I could do was hide. So I don't know what they were up to. I don't know what they were doing. But they took him to the old grinder, and he points
The
out.
old.
Oh, I'm sorry, the old grinder. It's an old windmill, about half a mile that way. And he points inland.
Okay.
Right.
Can you describe what they looked like? Were they wearing armor? Were they barbarous in nature? Or anything?
There were three lads who I recognised, who are general farmhands around here. I think they just hired them as muscle because they're well-built lads. And the rest of them were wearing cloaks, like long black flowing cloaks. It's kind of an unusual look, I guess. I didn't think much of it. It's focused on survival. I'm sure you understand.
Yeah. Did they
Uh,
say anything strange or mention anyone that you didn't recognize?
They did say one thing. Let's bring her back so the wrongs can be righted.
Whoa.
Let's bring her back so the wrongs can be righted. Yes, that's it.
And who was it that they took?
The lord of the house, the lady of the house, and their son.
Lady Fina, Lord Romlin, and the son we didn't get the name of.
Right.
Yes.
So
Let's
in
bring
this
her
case
back to
here,
the wrong-
it's a matter of urgency. Would you be able to care for Lady Miss Ivory while we go and investigate that? I believe also the other horse that was stabled with it, a black horse, has run off. But as long as you can look after this horse for us, we're here. We will go and investigate and see if we can recover, find out what has happened to the lord and lady of the house.
You don't know what a favour you've done me. I've been wondering what to do, and I'm usually used to people telling me what to do. So absolutely, I'll go look after Miss Ivory. Thank you for the direction. And he goes and tends to
Okay.
Miss Ivory.
Could I also find your name, good butler?
Of course, my name is
NPC
Jigen.
without name.
No, I'm Jigen.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I think there's not much time to lose. Perhaps we should make our way to the old grinder mill post haste.
So you take off to Old Grinder, a very old windmill. Let me just make sure I've set this up right. Yes. Okay. So this is the site that's before you. Old grinder, an old windmill that is still rotating, but barely. You see an entrance over here, and that's the site before you. What do you do?
I look up near the top to see if I can see any movement up there.
Sure, make your perception check. At disadvantage.
Sure will.
There's something moving up there. You're not sure with a 12 whether it's a something or a someone. You see that the windmill grinding ever so slowly, and it could be the gears up there driving the grinding, or it could be something else. You're not sure, but something's moving up there.
Cool. I pass this information on.
Mm.
I feel like we're... there is something inside there at the very least.
I've forgot to check, but your injuries, do you need any assistance before we make our way in?
I feel somewhat fine. I wouldn't say no to a quick top-me-up, though. But perhaps heal Pastor Timothy. He seems to be the one in most need.
I can take care of myself. Thank you very much.
Well, well, then in which case I feel that you can take care of me later should the need become more sort of desperate.
Well, then I think we make our way. There only seems to be the one entrance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look at the entrance and just try and examine it for traps. Some sort of rigged sort of
Sure.
yeah.
I'll drag
Traps,
you over
yeah,
here to a.
Oh,
Yeah. So this.
that's cool.
So this is the. First this is the entrance that you saw over here, just
Yep.
actual
Yep.
map. And absolutely you can try and check for traps if you like. Make a perception or investigation. You can choose. Still at disadvantage, of course. In your
Yep.
opinion, the door is not trapped.
Yeah, I don't see any traps there, boys. Shall we try and open it? I'll go to the front, just step back in case there's some fire, and perhaps be ready to attack if we find ourselves attacked immediately.
Very good.
Are you gonna? Yeah, because remember where we didn't ready actions.
Okay, so Balson's opening the door. What's Torque doing? What is he
I will
preparing?
have a javelin at hand in case there's a belligerent inside.
Sure. Pastor Timothy?
I'm going to cast Bless upon these fine gentlemen.
Ooh,
Including yourself?
I think I can only do 3.
If you cast it at second level, you can do 2. I mean, 4 people. The first level is 3.
No.
Second level would be 4.
No. Just these dudes.
Okay, so you're concentrating on that. Everybody else is at plus D4 for attacks and saves. And Hector, what are you doing as Balson's about to open the door?
I'll spend 1 key point to activate my tentacle arm, and I'll
ooh.
prepare to deflect any missile that comes out.
Okay, got it. Okay. So Balson, you open the door. Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yeah. Do I get disadvantage? No, it's just
Nope.
ability checks, isn't it?
Yep. So no normal roll, and of course you get a D4 as well.
Oh, and is this for stuff that I can see as a? Do I have that yet? Anyway, I got a 23.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
Okay.
I know I do have. I have advantage on that, so I'll roll it
Yep.
again just in case. But, yeah, +1.
While I'm explaining what happens, why don't we all?
Roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative.
Yes.
I'll explain exactly what happened as soon as I get organized here. Oops. So let's roll these guys.
I clicked on myself. I went back. I rolled for initiative. I went back.
Clicked myself as well. I'm in there.
Orc should be 6, the original roll.
Whoa, bruv. Rebruv. Sim. Toblerone.
Okay, so what happens when you open the door? You see a few things. You see the millstone that presumably is used to, grind it, has been set up and booby-trapped on the door. So this massive millstone goes to fall on you, Baleson. But at the last moment, you just dodge out the way. And it's a save or suck. So you saved it, so you're taking no damage. And you see some people reaching for their swords, and they do look like farm hands, but very, very strong farm hands. And you hear them say, "You heard what the Countess commanded. The ritual is not to be interrupted. Get them, boys." And Hector, we're doing your arm. Torque, I think you said you're going to throw a javelin.
Yes.
So you could probably
So
aim for Sam.
one that I can see, definitely.
Yep. Yeah,
Cool.
19 hits.
You don't need to roll the d4 extra above that for
No,
the
no.
attack. Oh,
No, you don't. 19 hits. 6
6.
points. So you throw it. Sam recoils back and says, "Oh, you're going to pay for that." And with that, we're going to go into normal initiative order now. So Rebruv is going to get out a mace, actually. Says, "All right, brothers, I'm going to hold the front line. You guys pick them off as best you can." And it goes right up into the face of Rebrov, Balson, blocking the door. And it gets out his thug, gets out his mace, and tries to clock you twice with it, Pastor Timothy. The first one is a 15, which I believe
My
hits.
armor class is 15.
I saw
Yep.
Balson, sorry, I was looking at
Yep.
15, so that hits. So you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Then he swings his mace a second time. And this time he rolls a 9.
Yay!
He says, "All right, brothers, remember, if we take him out, we earn the extra gold. Our family will be set with life. This is the cushiest job I ever took." Balson.
It just sounds, and I yell this out as I go into my rage. It just sounds like you're begging to be put to death. And so I go into a rage. With my exhaustion, does that give me disadvantage on attack rolls? Or
No,
just
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 ability.
Okay,
ability.
cool.
Yep.
Cool, awesome. And so I've gone into rage, and I'm going to attack with, what do you call it? Reckless attack. Give myself
Okay.
advantage on this.
Yep.
And then, so I've got advantage, so I'm going to attack with my, where is it? My actions, there we go. My short sword. So I can do this at advantage.
Yeah.
I add 4 to the top one. That is the 22 hit.
It does hit.
Alright, cool. And so I do this plus 2. And I'll do my sneak attack damage on it as well.
So,
But why did it roll 2 of them?
one
Oh,
swing's
could,
a sneak attack.
one was my sneak attack, of course, but I get 2d6 for sneak attack now, it said.
Okay, so
yeah,
let's
yeah.
roll another d6 in. So at the moment
Yeah,
it's
I'll roll
10.
another d. Yeah, and then it becomes 14. And then you deal an extra 2d6. Plus, I'm just going to see what part of this. Plus, I'm using my new ability, Wails from the Grave.
Ooh.
So after I deal sneak attack damage, on my turn you can target a second creature that I can see within 30 feet, and it takes 1d6 necrotic damage.
So we'll say Sam over here can take the necrotic damage.
Yep, that's who I was aiming for, the one who's already hit. And so he
Alright.
takes 1 point of necrotic damage.
Got it.
And I just need to mark that on my thing. And just getting used to roguey stuff. And so a cunning action. Okay, so the cunning action uses my bonus action, is that right? Or is that another bonus action?
I think it just happens. You just say you use it, and then you get to use your cunning action. What are you trying to do? Disengage or something?
Yeah, I think I will disengage, actually,
Yeah,
of all
it just
things.
happens. It
I'll
doesn't take a
disengage.
bonus action. You just say you do it, and you do it.
Yeah, and I'm going to step to
No,
this
it takes
side. Sorry?
cunning action means that things that are
Ah.
normally actions become bonus actions.
You're right.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, so I've used my bonus action to rage. That's what I thought. I was just confirming that.
Yeah, you're right.
First time I've ever played Rogue. Cool.
Okay.
Done.
Nice.
Stay there, bro.
Okay,
Yeah, staying there.
Rebrov takes it, but he's determined to set it up for his brothers. Hector, with your tentacle activated, what do you do?
Slap.
I think it's slap now.
It might
So
be
since
slap,
I've
slap, slap.
activated my tentacle, I get advantage on trying to grapple him. Do I have to use athletics or can I use acrobatics?
Your choice.
Do I still get that advantage because of the exhaustion, or does it cancel out?
I think it'll
Cancels
cancel
out.
out. Yeah. Because this is an ability check, so make a straight acrobatics. Oh dear. Yeah, even if he rolls a natural 20, you do manage to grapple him. The gods of
Bam,
Green
bam.
Earth! Yep, you got him grappled.
I also have grappling feat, so now I have advantage against people I'm grappling.
Yep.
And I will hit him with an unarmed attack.
Sure.
Of course not. You don't have any arms. Right
No.
click.
That's why it's unarmed. 19 hits, yeah. Oof. Years later, Rebrov goes into therapy and talks about the time he was grappled by a tentacle and then was struck. Imagine almost the tentacles picking him up and dashing him around, right? Because that gives you the reach.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
He's not down yet, is
Nope. Nope.
he? In that case, I'll hit him with another attack, because I can do that as a bonus action.
Sure.
Well, you used your action to grapple.
Yeah, but I have 2 actions. Attack or actions.
Oh.
Yeah, monks get lots of attacks.
Oh.
20 hits him again, yeah. Awesome. This is your bonus action attack. Oh, Rebrov still survives. Some more tentacle pushes rain down. That'll be your 2 attacks plus your bonus attack.
Yep. That's it.
Okay,
I will
cool.
not use my key point yet.
Okay, cool. Pass to Timothy.
Right. I am going to, first of all, cast Healing Word on Bailson. Bailson, son, have 4 hit points and get that guy!
That's right. Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
now for the reckless attacks, that's for my entire turn, isn't it?
It's,
Is it?
it says this turn. It doesn't say the round.
Mate, when you giving you advantage during this turn. So
Yeah,
because
your
you
turn's
have to
gone.
do it at the start of your turn, so it continues if you have multiple hits.
Yeah,
All right,
good.
here we go.
So just a straight roll.
No, is it a straight roll?
Well, you asked
shouldn't
about
it
the
be-
reckless.
It was the same anyway. I rolled a 12, so plus 4 on that. If that's close enough.
I'm going to want to roll a d4.
13.
That hits.
Oh, here we go. You're going to get just the 7, I believe. Yes, just the 7.
Just the
They don't
7.
get the sneak attack. Sneak attack is only once per turn.
Yep,
Cool.
that's right.
But
And,
it's not your turn, bro. It's my turn. So you get
Yeah.
sneak attack again, bro.
No. You get the sneak attack the first time around, and it restarts on your turn. If that makes sense. It doesn't matter. He's dead.
Regardless, he's on 1 hit point and he goes down.
Yeah.
And you see Tobrom and Sim looking at each other. Says, "Oh, what will our dear old mother say? This is not supposed to go this way. Get him!" And Pastor
Sure,
Timothy,
hey.
that's just your bonus action.
Yeah. So I would like to also duck out. Where am I? Duck out. Just duck into. Why is it not grabbing me? Duck into your space for a second and let loose. Let loose. And Eldritch Blast, which misses, I guess, probably.
Definitely.
That sucked.
Did.
And so, yeah, I'll duck back out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sam says, "Oh, I gotta kill these guys. Yes, the money's good, but I should bet enough more than we can choose." And they're going to fire their heavy crossbow at you, Balson. It's going to be at advantage. Yep.
Yep.
Rolls a 14, Balson, which just misses.
Miss.
Yeah, the roll was a natural 1. And Tobron is going to do the same and fire a heavy crossbow at you at advantage. This one's an 18.
Yep.
You take 7 points of damage as the arrow flies through and goes straight and true.
Yep.
And Ron is going to rush forward. Let's get this off. Sam's going to rush forward. And together, they close the door.
Yeah.
Orc.
Party's over.
Okay, so the door opened in or out?
In. So if you push on this door, it should open.
Right. Well, I think I can I'll move up next to the door, and I shall smash the door twice with first time up with my flail, at least anyway.
Sure.
As an attack.
Sure. Yeah, that hits.
Once damage is, I take it the door is still standing.
It is.
Is the door
Yeah, it is, so
susceptible to
I will,
bludgeoning, perhaps?
As
Flail
it's
on a wooden door. Oh, okay.
So I shall smash it again.
Sure.
Knock, knock.
Okay, hits again. Damage.
And I don't feel I need to work any. Oh, that was it was a 10 damage.
Okay, so you
15
do
in total.
You do bash into the door. You feel as if that again the next round the door would break, but for the moment it's still there. Right? It's not designed to be broken into. You know, it's a door. It's a security measure. Okay. Is that your turn, Torque?
I believe so. Yes.
From above, from the top of the tower, you see a cloaked woman lean out. And she's going to go, let's just make this random. D4, 1, 2, 3. Bailson! A dark burst of energy comes down. And this is at advantage. Oh my goodness, I rolled a 1 and a 3, so that one misses. Sure, no, just the one. And then another one of these cloaked women, they come and they fire another Eldritch Blast at advantage at Balson and rolls a natural 20.
Natural 20!
Oh, it could have been a lot worse. On 2d10, I rolled 9, so you take 9 points of damage.
Just to add into it, when I was raging, I took that 7 points. Was that 14 points because I'm raging, or was it 7 down to 3?
From
crossbow.
Oh, no, I didn't have it, so...
Yeah, cool. No, I'm going to just add, I'm just going to give myself 4 back. Oh, because it's 7 down to 3.
Yeah,
right?
That's right, you always round
Cool,
down.
thank you. Yep, sweet.
Okay, and you hear Sam and Tobron say, Countess, we have company! And you hear a voice coming from the basement. Keep them occupied, you damn fool. We must complete the ceremony. She will return and right the wrongs of the past. And Simon Tobron says, all right, hold door. I'm going to hold the door. That, my friends, is where we're going to end it, because there's no way we're going to finish this encounter anytime soon. And yeah, it's late here in Canada land, so I'll say good